When people talk about the emotional cracks forming in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, most of the blame tends to fall on personality clashes, financial stress, or just the growing pains of young marriage. But what if the real issue, the quiet, underlying tension pulling the Cooper family apart, is Mandy's career? What if her ambition isn't just background noise in the story, but the central pressure point slowly reshaping everyone's relationships? From the very beginning, Mandy has been positioned as someone who wants more. More stability, more recognition, more independence. Unlike Georgie, who's rooted in family business and small-town practicality, Mandy has always had a forward-facing mindset. She wants a career that defines her beyond being a wife or mother. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what makes this storyline so compelling. The show isn't villainizing ambition. It's showing how ambition, when placed inside a fragile family structure, can expose fault lines that were already there. If you look closely, many of the arguments between Georgie and Mandy aren't just about money or parenting. They're about direction. Georgie is comfortable building something steady and local. Mandy is thinking bigger. She wants professional growth, possibly opportunities that stretch beyond their immediate environment. And that difference in long-term vision is huge. When two people are walking side by side but imagining different destinations, tension is inevitable. What makes this even more layered is how the Cooper family operates as a unit. Family, in this universe, has always meant closeness, shared burdens, and sometimes suffocating involvement. We saw this dynamic play out constantly in Young Sheldon, where personal ambition often clashed with traditional expectations. Mandy stepping into her career with seriousness challenges that structure. It forces the family to confront a modern reality. What happens when the daughter-in-law isn't content to simply fold into the existing system? There's also the insecurity factor. Georgie may love Mandy, but love doesn't cancel out pride. When Mandy's professional identity grows, Georgie's sense of role and control subtly shifts. He's always been a provider-type personality. If Mandy starts carving out her own financial and social space, it changes the power balance. Not in an aggressive way, but in a psychological one. And the show does a brilliant job of portraying that discomfort in small, human moments rather than dramatic explosions. Another angle that's easy to overlook is time. Careers require time, energy, focus. And when you're raising a child and navigating extended family dynamics, time becomes the most valuable currency. If Mandy's career demands more of her, even slightly, someone else has to compensate. That compensation can breed resentment, even if no one openly says it. The unspoken, "I gave up this so you could do that," becomes a quiet wedge. What makes this storyline resonate is that it feels real. This isn't a cartoonish career woman versus family trope. It's a grounded depiction of how two good people can slowly drift when their personal growth happens at different speeds. Mandy evolving professionally isn't the problem. The problem is whether the marriage evolves at the same pace. There's also the emotional ripple effect. The Cooper family has already endured loss and instability. Change, even positive change, can feel threatening in a household that's been through trauma. Mandy's career represents transformation. And transformation can be scary when everyone else is clinging to familiarity. But here's where the show's writing becomes genuinely smart. It doesn't frame Mandy as selfish. It frames her as layered. She wants success, yes, but she also wants love, stability, and respect. The tension comes from trying to hold all of that at once. And that juggling act is something many viewers recognize in their own lives. If Mandy's career is the secret reason behind the Cooper family split, it's not because ambition destroys families. It's because ambition forces conversations that families sometimes avoid. It brings buried insecurities to the surface. It exposes differences in long-term dreams. It demands adaptation. And that's what makes this arc so compelling going forward. The real question isn't whether Mandy should pursue her career. The real question is whether Georgie and the Cooper family can adjust their expectations to grow alongside her. Can they redefine roles without losing identity? Can Georgie support Mandy's rise without feeling diminished? Can the family embrace change instead of resisting it? In many ways, This storyline feels like the natural evolution of everything this universe has been building toward. The older generation held tightly to tradition. The younger generation is pushing against it. Mandy stands at that crossroads. She represents independence in a family built on interdependence. So, yes, Mandy's career might be the secret catalyst behind the cracks forming in the Cooper family. But it's also an opportunity. An opportunity for growth, for redefinition, and for a more mature kind of partnership. Whether the family splits or strengthens will depend on how they handle that shift. And that's why this isn't just a subplot. It's the emotional backbone of the series right now.